Anambra State House of Assembly has passed the 2023 appropriation bill of about 260 billion naira for the services of Anambra State government. The appropriation bill was passed during plenary in Oka. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwuemeka Modelim report.
The Speaker of the House, Uche Okafor, who read out the appropriation bill for passage, explained that it facilitates good governance of Anambra. Applauded members of the House for painstakingly passing the budget estimate. Right Honorable Okafor also extolled members of Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Finance and Appropriation for doing a thorough job and read out the appropriation bill for passage, while the lawmakers supported it through a voice vote.
I want to use this medium to also appreciate and thank the Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Governor, for his purposeful action for Anambra, and plead on him to continue doing the good work he's doing for the Anambra. And we believe that with him, the solution we are looking for in the states is already here. That in the budget, we have a recurrent expenditure of 95 billion, 476 million, 462,000. $921,905 for such purposes. Those in support that this bill the ayes have it. Madam Clerk.
State House of Assembly Committee on Finance and Appropriation, while presenting the report of the committee on, explained that the recurrent expenditure remained while the capital expenditure was increased. He expressed gratitude to members of the committee for showing commitment to the bilateral interaction on the 2023 appropriation bill between the committee and the ministries, which he said resulted in expeditious passage.
As presented by the governor, still remain unchanged. A new capital expenditure of 164 billion 461 million 9,032. That is 461 for the capital expenditure. So the budget, total budget size now is 259 billion 938 million 121,905 naira.
On his part, the Deputy Majority Leader of the House, Sir Emeka Afoka, noted that the 2023 appropriation bill will enhance economic growth of Anambra State and enable Governor Chukwuma Soludo to realize his vision for the state.
I humbly move a motion for the services of the government of Anambra State of Nigeria for the year ending 31st December 2023 and for connected purposes be read for the third term House. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
From the State House of Assembly, Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
Anambra State Commission Agriculture, Dr. Foster E. Jofo, has called on all stakeholders to create more awareness on flood-related issues and initiate proactive measures against the recurring menace, declaring open Dr. E. Jofo said initiating proactive measures will provide the needed enlightenment and understanding of challenges posed by flooding. Chibuzo Obidike has details.
The commissioner, who was represented by the program manager, Agricultural Development Projects, Mr. Jude Nwankwo, urged the participants to come up with approaches to ensure that the damage caused by flooding is not worsened. While describing the event organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development as apt, the commissioner charged participants run from various local government areas of the state to step down the knowledge garnered to protect lives, crops, and the environment. The team leader and Assistant Chief Agricultural Officer, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mrs. Chinyere Ihedioha, identified causes of flooding to include heavy, prolonged rainfall, infiltration capacity, and deforestation, adding that the essence of the event is to build capacity of participants to tackle the challenge, while canvassing for healthy agricultural practices to protect Mr. Vincent Okeke said there is need for socio-economic effects occasioned by the disaster. Mr. Godwin Akujeze commended the organizer exercise to fully impact on their lives and communities. In Ibuzo Bidike, ABS News.
To consider the advantages in the Bring Home Our Wealth. Blessing Dennis has details.
Akulona Foundation is a non-governmental organization aimed at giving the Bring Home Our Wealth philosophy an institutional expression. It is also committed to micro, small and medium-scale agriculture, assisting government to fight crimes with job, and contributing to food security in line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision for Anambra. The State Director of Operations, Akulona Foundation, Comrade Leo Imoka, who made the call during a visit to the Managing Director of Anambra Broadcasting Service (ABS), Sachido Obidiegu, in Oka, called on youth and Anambra to key into Governor Chukwuma Soludo's Akulona initiative. According to Comrade Imoka, Akulona Foundation vision and mission are geared towards intensifying the clearer call for the Bring Home Our Wealth philosophy through advocacy and consultation with leaders of Ndibo, association at home and in diaspora to reduce the colossal loss Ndibo suffer in other parts of Nigeria during crisis. While presenting an advocacy message to Sachido, Comrade Imoka congratulated him on his appointment and pledged their continuous collaboration in the area of mass mobilization.
Organization incorporated by Corporate Affairs Commission, Abuja, with the aim of giving the Bring Home Our Wealth philosophy and institutional expression. Living with disability, including widows, over 5,000 members of the organization across the state. Akulona Foundation, which is also a charity organization, is committed to living outside Igbo land to bring back some of their wealth home. Not only to help in developing Igbo, but also to reduce the collateral that Igbo suffer in other parts of Nigeria whenever there is crisis.
Responding, Sachido described Akulona as an age-long concept that people have neglected and identified good education as the catalyst for all-round development of a society. The ABS boss assured them of partnership for effective productivity and urged Igbo youth to consciously rise in solidarity and support the factors that promote and protect Akulona initiative.
Akulona. Right. Welcome to ABS.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for finding us worthy of this courtesy visit. So you are thinking alongside the government. So I want to encourage you people. You know, what you're doing is wonderful. This is not a new idea. You know, freshness. You know, a kind of rebirthing the idea of Akulouno, and may God give you the strength.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Governor has also harped on the need for our people moving their headquarters to Anambra State.
The team was led by its national president and founder. For ABS News.
For their strong commitment in building a better society through funding of education, the Department of Educational Management and Policy, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, has presented awards to some distinguished personalities. The ceremony, Linkage Alumni Homecoming, and awards presentation held at the ASU NAIU Secretariat of UNIZIC, Awka, attracted student alumni. Completes the story.
Speaking during the event, the Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Charles Esmone, said the strength of any university globally is the alumni base, and no ceremony came at the right time and is an opportunity to attract his Vision 200 for the university. He noted the alumni base has the capacity to support the goals of their alma mater and urged other departments in UNIZIC to emulate what the Department of Educational Management and Policy did in that regard.
We have a strong selling point. Selling point is our alumni base. Alumni is very important in the accomplishment of this lofty ideal.
In her welcome address, the head of the Department Management and Policy, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, of university education, among other things, is premised on providing intellectual and research-based solutions to unending problems of the society. She explained that with the failure of government at all levels to adequately fund education generally and university education in particular, some men and women who are lovers of education stepped in to bridge the funding gap. Dr. Mrs. Onyali further added that the ceremony, Linkage Alumni Home,
we educate them not to listen to people traveling. Book, you will get there. You will surely get there. Hard work does not kill. I'm so happy, thanking God for today.
Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of the day, Professor, is a program through which the university attracts the help of students who have graduated from the institution for the. In his paper presentation, the guest speaker, Barrister Benin Zonal Command, Human Trafficking, said human trafficking is good and no country in the world is immune to it. But saying that there is no doubt that human trafficking and irregular migration have serious implications on societal development and called for all human efforts to be geared towards bringing it to an end.
Fight against human trafficking, NAPTIP has adopted the approach of using the society and the whole of government, meaning that everybody in the society as well as government agencies, ministries and departments will be involved in the fight against human trafficking.
Some of the awardees include the Anambra State Commissioner for Homeland Affairs, Sir Chikodi Angara, Sir Peter Umadi, traditional ruler of Amansi, Igwe Peter Anibogo constituency, Honorable Pete Ibida, Senator Uche Ekwinife, Dr. Lorita Ukeji, Dr. Adora Umoji, Dr. Mrs. Sabina Chukunedum, and alumnus of UNIZIC, and the overall winner, Best Education Administrator in Public Schools in Nigeria 2022, among others. There was musical interlude and 2-second stand for oath-taking to stamp out human trafficking for communities in Nigeria. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
An international non-profit organization which promotes innovation, value-based approach to peace building is conferred on Mr. Chekube Okafor from Omawolo, Okasa local government area of Anambra State with Ambassador of Peace in recognition of his contributions to national peace, societal development and empowerment. Correspondent of ABS Lagos Bureau filed on this report. Take it from here.
Thanks this letter to you. An ambassador for peace.
Decorating Mr. Okafor with the paraphernalia of the Global Board Ambassador Agency and head Peace Conflict Resolution International Peace, together with Mr. Uche Simon, noted that leadership of the group for peace building and promotion of peaceful coexistence among individuals, communities, states, as well as Nigeria. Mr. Amafine encouraged the government and public office holders not to relent on the pursuit of peace, unity, national development, stressing that no meaningful national development can happen in the absence of peace and unity.
Always see how you share with people, because life is for the... Today, we are honoring a man who we believe have shown strength, have shown courage, have liberated his people, have contributed to society. And when his name was sent to us, we did our study and we discovered that he's someone who loves to see people to celebrate him.
Responding, the awardee, Mr. Okafor, commended UM Pepolac for recognizing his efforts towards the community development and services as well as peace and unity. He called on communities to
This award by merit, I'm going to advise each and every one of us, especially young youth in Nigeria, those who are in need, like I'm today. I know what I've done for recognition by the UN. Honor. It's a great honor. So my honor goes to God, and thanks go to God Almighty, and I pray me to do the good will of God and to continue to help the privileged, the widows and the youth and the young youth in the society, and I pray that I will continue to present my best in anywhere, in any organization that I step in.
An interview, the nation's ambassador for quality and affordable education in Africa, Adekunle Badmus, expressed gratitude to God for the honor and thanked UM Pepolac for identifying with his friend, pointing out that Mr. Okafor is a man of peace who loves to see others progress in life.
I want to identify with him today that the good work he has started with this award that has been bestowed upon him today, he will do more, and he's going to be exposed more to how to do it better and how to ensure that we become a relevant citizen in our country, and not just to the good people of Nigeria, but to the other 54 African countries in the whole of Africa.
The event, which took place at his residence, Megamount Estate, Lekki, Lagos State, was witnessed by hundreds of people who came to celebrate with him. Presentation of UM Pepolac certificates to Mr. Okafor, presentation of International Identity Card, investiture, special plate number in collaboration with FRSC featured at the event.
A delegation of the West African Elders Forum, led by the former President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mr. Enes Bai Koroma, We're at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC in Abuja on a pre-election mediation ahead of the 2023 presidential election. The delegation, through its leader, former President Karome, commended INEC for its efforts so far, but reminded them that a lot still needs to be done so as to achieve the desired results. Princess AP Ajide tells us more.
In his response, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, described the visit by various bodies and organizations as a source of encouragement and a clear indication of the importance of Nigeria's forthcoming elections to the sub-region and beyond. He said they are fortunate in the sub-region to have respected former leaders who remain in the forefront of the advocacy for good governance, accord on credible and transparent elections. The INEC boss expressed confidence that the coming together of respected leaders of the region as elders for credible elections, that there will be less of mediation in conflict situations and more of election observation missions in peacetime. He noted that they are confident in the processes as they are conducting the 2023 general election with a new electoral act and several innovations in voter accreditation and result management, and preparations are approaching concluding stages, but that they will not be complacent and will ensure responsibilities within their control are handled diligently. Professor Yakub, however, raised areas of concern, citing the prevailing insecurity situation in the country as a major challenge. According to him, in less than 2 weeks, 3 of their local government offices were attacked across the country, bringing the total number of such attacks to 7 in the last 4 months, while reassuring Nigerians that they will recover from the attacks and that the election will proceed as scheduled. The INEC chairman appealed to all citizens to see the Commission's facilities as national assets, therefore a collective responsibility to protecting them.
Prevailing insecurity not only in Nigeria but in other countries in the sub-region as well. In less than 2 weeks, 3 of our local government offices were attacked across the country, bringing the total number of such attacks to 7 in the last 4 months. While we want to reassure Nigerians that we will recover from these attacks and the election will proceed as scheduled, we would like to appeal to all citizens to see the Commission's facilities as national asset. It is our collective responsibility to join hands in protecting them. Our preparations are approaching the concluding stages. We are conducting the 2023 general elections with a new electoral act and several innovations, as I said, including voter accreditation using the bimodal voter accreditation system.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide, ABS News.
Rights activists in Indonesia held protests outside the country's parliament after he approved a new criminal code banning sex outside marriage with a punishment of up to 1 year in prison. While the country already bans adultery, the new law, which passed with support from all political parties, would also include premarital sex. It will apply to Indonesians and foreigners alike and prohibits cohabitation between some married couples. Critics described the move as a setback to the country's freedoms. Legislators defended the passage of the criminal code, which was a decade in the making, as a much-needed overhaul of colonial laws. The new laws will come into effect for 3 years to allow for implementation regulation to be drafted.